My name's John Lynch, and I started manufacturing items with my dad and brother back in 1980. We farmed, we raised hogs, I had raised sheep, and I always had an interest in developing things. And so even after I got out of high school, I had enlisted right away into the United States Air Force. Vietnam War was going on, and I just wanted to serve my country, and at the same time, I wanted to be able to choose what branch I went into. And while I was in the Air Force, I always was thinking of different things to build. When I had time, I always would go to their wood shop and create some different things. And I always continued that way. Shortly after I got out of the Air Force, I met my wife, and then a few months later we got married, had 3 beautiful girls, and I went to college for a couple of years. But at that time, with the Vietnam conflict going on yet and so forth, I kind of decided that college wasn't my thing. So I went back to the farm, and I worked with my brother, my younger brother, and my dad on the farm, and continued to always think of new things. My dad was pretty good at that too, and the day I came up with developing some lambing pens for my own use, because we ran about 130 head of bred ewes at the time, and a neighbor heard about it, and I showed him what I had designed, and he was quite impressed. He says, you know, you ought to introduce this to the sheep industry. And so back in the 80s, when we had incorporated and started, well, we were doing swine equipment, not on a big scale, but we also worked with the sheep that way. I did, and so I started making a few things related to the sheep, and mostly it was the lambing pens at that time. And so when I started doing that, a neighbor of mine says, you got to advertise in this one sheep trade magazine. And so I did. I could not believe the response I got. And before I knew it, I had to hire a couple more people to help me out. My family at the time, being from a swine family, said, you know, this isn't going to work. And I agreed with them. And so 1987, my wife and I, we pulled out of the family farm thing and went on our own. It was trying times. I told the wife, you know, we're going to give it 5 years and see what happens. So here I go. I hit the road and go to shows. Pretty much a one-man band. Slept in the trucks on some 95-degree nights. I remember the first show in Sydell, Missouri. I had to go out and buy a little 12-volt fan to plug into the pickup, and so I could sleep in the topper. And there was several nights like that, you know, and stopping on the interstate and sleeping in the truck. Those are some trying times, you know, and leaving the family at home, and they were still managing our sheep flock. And so finally then, it was 1987, when cut the umbilical cord, and 5 years later, hey, we're still at it, you know, and it's looking good. Hired some more people, and I wanted to hire people that were smart, maybe not in the category of developing things for equipment, but some knowledge of the sheep industry, and that turned out well. And I still have some of those people here today. So over the years, you hear what other producers have had to import from other countries to do the kind of product or do the service they needed for both the sheep and the goat industry. And so we needed to research that more, and so we developed things from that and improved them dearly. And the industry noticed it too. And so over the years, and we've actually worked with universities, mostly agricultural universities, and research facilities that work with cancer, where the sheep and the goats come in play for that particular research. They need the equipment to maintain those animals. The military also, in some of their research that they do, and not exactly, I don't know exactly what they do with the sheep and goats, but I have a pretty good idea. And so in that respect, again, they needed equipment to maintain those animals. You get into the private sector of the ranchers, the small hobby farmers, the show jockeys, the people that specialize just in high class, high dollar sheep and goats to show throughout the United States at fairs and specialty shows, and we catered to all of them. But it took planting seeds way back when I got on the road, and getting out there and expose Sydell as the upcoming name in the industry. There were other manufacturers or others that were importing product into the United States, and right there I could see, hey, they need some new blood. And that's where I came in, along with some very helpful employees. And I can't say I did it all. There's just no way. And you have to respect all my employees and the communication that they've had with our customers over the years. I think that is a key thing, that we've been there for the customers. And we like to be able to say, hey, anytime you have any questions about anything, we've got people here that can help you. Whether you're brand new in the business or you're somebody very knowledgeable about it and have some ideas in your head, we'll sure try and help you. And we've done that. We've had some universities that have requested specialty equipment, and it may be only a one-time situation, but and they have said nothing but good about the way we work with them one-on-one. And again, we still continue to do that. Trade magazines were the things that really helped us out, along with shows that we go to throughout the United States. We notice, here in the last 10, 15 years, how the industry has changed in advertising, and that's where we're going to do our best to try to keep you informed out there, especially the new generations that rely heavily on the information they get off the internet. And we want to be there as number one to continue our history as a well-known manufacturer of sheep and goat equipment. And so recently we've had some changes. One of the things that I have to pat my daughters on the back, because they now are taking over the business. And my wife and I are retiring after 43 years with Sydell. And we're going to go ahead and continue with the new marketing schemes they have, which they both are very knowledgeable about. And so Stephanie's the oldest, and Melissa's the next party there. They both have good backgrounds with college degrees and so forth. And so they, and of course, I don't have a college degree. Not everybody has to have a college degree. It's a very good thing to have in your back pocket. But as you can see, Sydell has did it without all of that. However, a lot of my employees do have college degrees. And you know, we're always trying to help the youth out because they're the future. And it is just surprising what the girls have done to be in contact with the youth already in the last year and a half that they've been involved. I can't say enough about it. You know, but so going back to information that you can get on the internet, we're doing our best we can with, you know, some very good people that are helping us put this together, and we'll be there for you even after I'm gone. But I'm hoping that the seeds I've planted in Sydell, along with my staff, continue for generations to come.